now I really want to talk about. I have been dying to get to this. I have been dying to get to this coaching hot seats. And you know what? For 5 years, I've been saying there's a coach that needs to be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh
Biggest critic, yo.
should have been fired after the Ravens lost to the Titans in 2019. Pretty sure it's 2019. He should have been fired then. Lamar Jackson saved his job when he even got to that team because he missed the playoffs. Well, how many years did they miss the playoffs before Lamar got there?
3.
3 years missing the playoffs before Lamar got there. Lamar gets there, saves the organization, saves John Harbaugh's job. Then they lose to the Titans in 2019. The Ravens were 14-2 that year.
Yeah.
You were.
Titans were 9-8. John Harbaugh should have been kicked out then. He wasn't. They kept giving him more chances. Since that playoff date, they've won 3 playoff games. Okay, 3 playoff games since then. They made 1 AFC championship, and they have a multi-MVP QB. That is underachieving at its best. John Harbaugh should have been let go. Mike McDonald should have never been allowed to leave the building. That was a huge misstep by the Baltimore organization.
They knew it too.
They know it. You give John a couple more dollars, send him up to the front office. Mike McDonald, you take over. Instead, they wanted to be loyal to John. They have 3 playoff wins. They underachieve almost every year. And now with this, you have a roster that's falling apart and your window seems to be damn near closed with what you got going on. So you don't know what's going on with your defensive tackle. Marlon Humphrey doesn't look the same. Roquan Smith doesn't look the same. Just the whole defense, the Baltimore defense doesn't look the same. So I don't see exactly what John brings to the team either. He doesn't call the offense, doesn't call the defense. The camera pans to him. He has that face on every time. So in my opinion, John Harbaugh needs to finally be on the hot seat. And I think the marriage is over between Lamar and John. Like, I think someone else needs to run this team and see if they get them over the hump. When they did win playoff games, they beat the Steelers, the Texans, and the Titans. Those are teams that you think, okay, Baltimore should definitely beat. Obviously they're going to beat them. Who they lose to? The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals. The top teams. Who?
Oh, no, that was after.
Yeah, that was after.
Yeah.
So they lost to the top teams in the AFC. This is just, it's just time after time again, it's showing you that John Harbaugh is not equipped to get this team and Lamar over the hump, and you may be wasting some of Lamar's best years. And now you got Lamar hurt this year. So, we'll see if Lamar comes back and if he's back to who he was before. But John Harbaugh, in my opinion, is on the hot seat. This needs to, be something the organization takes serious, or else you're going to waste more years of Lamar.
Yeah, it's not maybe wasting. He for sure has wasted prime Lamar years.
For sure has wasted prime Lamar years. And he was already on the hot seat before Lamar got there, and Lamar cooled it off with his greatness. But, yeah, I think that the time has come for this marriage to, finally come to a divorce.
Speak on it, bro.
Listen, John has to answer some questions because he's the coach. So you got to go, to the guy who's running the team, right? It's just, I can see why they gave him room to grow with Lamar because he was the one who gave Lamar his chance. Who, when Joe Flacco was, ready to come back from that injury, he said he was going to ride with Lamar. That was his coaching decision. To see, and at that point, Lamar couldn't pass worth a damn. If we're being honest, it was more him running 25 times a game. I don't know if you guys remember his rookie year. It was carries of 21, carries of 27, carries of 18. So even John was trying to figure out what the hell we got with this kid. Like, where can we go? Where can we grow? And I also think the reason we gave him so much grace is because I heard someone say that they granted Tony Dungy that same grace in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning, if you guys remember. Every year, Peyton Manning was winning MVPs. Colts was 14-2, 13-3, 1 seed. Could not get to the Super Bowl. Until I think 2009, until they finally broke through. But so I think, when you ask, well, why would they keep him and why not keep Mike McDonald, or why would they keep him after 2019? And I just think it was like one of those feels where, you give the guy the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully that, even his coaching deficiencies, what the success that he has brought to the club, you would want to see that out, and you want to give him some sort of respect. And I view it as in a sense of like anything, like at work, this guy's been so good for you, and then he's been slacking, and it's like everybody's like, yo, tell him to get out. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to get rid of him right now. He's been good to me. He does what he needs to do. I've won with him. I've been successful. I've been successful with him, and I just want to see what it is. Now, as far as it, do I think it's reached its ending point? This season will tell. This season will tell, because how we started and how we can end will be two different stories. I don't know. It's still a lot of season to go left. But John, I'm his fan. You guys know I'm a fan of him, and I also feel that it might be time. I also don't think that the window's closed. I don't think when you have a Josh Allen, when you have a Lamar Jackson, when you have a Patrick Mahomes, when you have all these or even Dak Prescott, you can send somebody away. Yeah. Our window not closed because he performing.
As long
so
as
when you got that guy at the helm, your window is never really closed. You just have to be able to put pieces around it. Right. You get a good defensive draft class next year where niggas actually perform, or your defensive players perform from this year's draft class next year and they grow. Now we having a different ball game and a different conversation. And that's still in. Now we still in it. We still in. So I always feel like when people say the window's closed, I don't think that's true necessarily when you have a quarterback in this league that is a good quarterback. Because I feel like you could bring anybody in. I mean, Dak, what is this?
I think the window with this core, though, in Baltimore is closed.
Okay.
This core is like
so you
the guys you were counting on.
No more to get to just with this staff.
With the staff and this roster that you had, people are getting older. The guys are not looking the same. Humphrey was a guy you can count on.
For sure.
You can't count on that corner like that no more.
I mean, he was just right. And this is what I mean. This is how. And he was just an all-pro last year. You get what I'm saying? He just led the league in interceptions last year.
Injuries is piling up for him throughout the years now.
No, but what I'm saying is, what we're seeing is an anomaly, almost in a sense of coming into the season. You thought we were going to the Super Bowl, and we had all these expectations because of those guys, because Marlon Humphrey was an All-Pro last year, because Roquan Smith was an All-Pro. You didn't expect them to come in. We didn't expect if we were going to lose games, we were going to lose them. How we Ravens lose them, like, give a lead up or some dumb shit. Yeah. But like to lose them, to see Roquan get run away from penalty, to see Marlon Humphrey get burned consistently after catch, I didn't think that wasn't good. If we went to the season, we would have said, those would be the reasons. Your all pros are gonna be worse than rookies when you guys play this season. And facts. I just don't think you could keep saying run it back.
What I was gonna say, bro.
Run it back.
It's
how teams be a quarterback away.
Yeah,
the Ravens are a coach away, bro.
I agree.
Like that, like head coach away.
I think you have these guys who are in their primes, and like you said, they made all their all pros. I don't think John maximizes it. That's all.
Okay, so how can I ask you this? Mm-hmm. Do we feel the same way about Sean McDermott as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, Sean could go. I said Sean should have been fired last year.
And if this season, if they don't go to the Super Bowl this season, with all the shit that's going on now, with nobody. And
they have the easiest schedule.
And you have the easiest schedule the last 4 years. They don't play nobody regular season anyway. Josh has an MVP waiting for him. They can't wait to give it to him again.
They can't wait to give it to him
again.
That's a fact.
After you stole it last year.
I'm good on Sean McDermott.
Crazy, but
I'm good on him. I think it changed. Bro, there's sometimes where coaches just can't get you over the hump.
But why doesn't Sean, because I feel like, and you have saying that, but like the Sean McDermott fire train is a lot lower than the John Harbaughs fire train. As if
who's been coaching their ball club longer?
Harbaughs has.
Okay, and before Lamar got there, what was Harbaugh's?
But Harbaughs had success. So you kept Harbaughs because of the success that he had.
Yeah, but he had that success with Ed in them, bro. That's a completely different thing.
But why are you keeping McDermott?
Oh no, I agree to let him go.
But why are you keeping him? He has no success with nobody else ever. But you're keeping on to him. And if we're being honest, if we're being realistic, Buffalo has had a better team than us in these since 2020. They've had the most wins.
No, y'all have way more All Pros and Pro Bowlers than them. Top 100s.
More success, more wins.
They've been a higher seed than us.
That's just more success.
Four out of the 5 years.
But you guys had a better roster, though. You guys had a better roster.
But they've had more success.
That's showing me that they're getting more out of less. That's showing me that the coach may be getting more out of the players.
They've had all-pro players. They have all-pro defense.
Not the number of you guys. You guys have broken records.
And let's be honest. They've only been like this, and we're only talking about them from a year removed because Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis left.
Gabe Davis wasn't nobody he wasn't a top receiver. Stephon Diggs, I'll give it to you. But Gabe Davis.
He played well in Buffalo.
But was that because Josh?
When you looked at.
Because when he left, what did he do? When he left, what did he do? He didn't do shit in Jacksonville.
But listen, okay, and I love this conversation because you said, with Gabe Davis, what did he do when he left? Okay, when Josh hasn't had a number one wide receiver, Josh hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards. When Josh hasn't had a number one wide receiver, Josh hasn't thrown for 30 touchdowns. Those are a fact. Those are his first 2 years without Stephon Diggs. That was his last year without Stephon Diggs. And
he won MVP without Stephon Diggs?
And he won MVP.
So what are we doing?
But his stats have regressed.
His stats have regressed, but not
his passing stats have regressed.
As one would expect, though. As one would expect.
Up his
it's a team success award too, though. It's a team success award too.
No, it is.
So
it is, but what I'm saying to you is even when he's had great players and the teams have been good, him and McDermott haven't performed. They haven't done anything.
Dudes can't get past Pat.
You know how many times Josh Allen been into AFC Championship? Twice.
Yeah.
He's 0-2.
Facts.
So they haven't been done. And before that, they were like 0-4 they were like 1-4 in the divisional round.
Yeah.
I just don't think, though, over the past couple of years that they've had a better roster to you guys.
His playoff wins. They talked about our playoff wins against Skylar Thompson, Duck Hodges,
Duck Hodges.
A couple of.
They've had nothing spectacular.
Their wins, our wins make their wins look pathetic.
Yeah, nah.
Our wins against the Texans, the Steelers, and the Titans make Josh Allen.
Don't Josh got to win against y'all?
He has 2 wins against us, which is that. No, I'm saying
that's better than both of y'all wins.
It is, but in the
so it still evens out.
In the wild card, it is. But what I'm saying to that is them together have had success and have been in position to have better success than us, being a higher seed 4 out of the last 5 years, and they haven't done it either. So what I say that to say this is, you can have an MVP in Lamar Jackson and a coach in John Harbaughs that you don't believe in and not go to the Super Bowl. You can have MVP in Josh Allen and a coach you think you believe in and not go to a Super Bowl.
Facts, shit hard.
You get what they came in the league the same year. Man, not for nothing. I mean, listen. Should these players have a Super Bowl on their record, on their resume? Yes. They should have already been there. But, sometimes it takes players longer to get there. When did Matthew Stafford get there?
My issue is not on the player. It's on the coach. Yeah. I just want to throw it out there. My issue is not on the player. I think Lamar will get one. I just don't think that the coach does enough to propel this team and the roster you have over that hump.
But okay, so if Buffalo wins it or gets there this year, then we're having a different conversation. Even though we feel right now McDermott's not the guy.
Yeah, but that's
what I'm saying. So how do we switch it then? Because if we feel right now he's not the guy.
Does McDermott call the defense? McDermott calls plays on the Bills, right? McDermott.
I don't know.
McDermott does more than Harbaugh does.
But he hasn't won anything.
I know, but you're saying like.
So as a head coach, he's underachieved with the quarterback that he has as well.
I agree though that he should be let go.
So like, what I'm saying to you
if he wins the Super Bowl, should he stay? And why don't I get that same grace for John Harbaughs?
But when you win the Super Bowl, when you go to a Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, then we have a different conversation.
But that's a hypothetical.
Think about this.
Talking about what we see.
Went to a Super Bowl, bro. Nick Sirianni went to a Super Bowl, bro. The next year, they told us and everybody believed that he wasn't the coach and he should be fired.
It's true.
That's a fact. That's not. I didn't make it up. I didn't have it. That's a fact. And then he has a horrible year the following year, and everybody's coming for his head. The next year, puts his head down, whatever, and they go to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl.
In my opinion, anybody can coach that team. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. That team can be coached by a lot of people,
Facts.
bro. That team is built to be coached by almost anybody.
Quarterback by a lot of people.
Yes, quarterback by a lot of people, and coached by a lot of people. I'm seeing a team that had many All Pros and many Pro Bowlers, and that coach is he's underachieving. You have a lot of hypotheticals that can sound good and everything. I hear you, but for the Baltimore Ravens situation, John Harbaugh has had. When was the last time he won a Super Bowl?
2012.
12, yeah.
So what is that? 13 years since his last bowl? That's a long tenure. With how many AFC Championship appearances since then?
1.
1 in 13 years. So McDermott hasn't had the 1 in 13 years for the Bills. Like, this is John Harbaugh conversation. It gets different when it comes back to John and what is going on there. He is underachieving. Yeah. I don't care if McDermott wins one with the Bills this year. Bad. John is still underachieving with the teams that he's had.
He has, but it's just funny because early on, nobody blamed John.
Early on when?
Early on, everybody blamed Lamar. Early on, it was Lamar can't win. Early on, it was Lamar shows up small in the playoffs. Early on, it was Lamar's turning the ball over. It was Lamar doing this. I remember that his first game against the Chargers. It was Lamar. He was abysmal. Then I remember the game against the Tennessee Titans. Then it was Lamar. He didn't play his MVP form. And then I believe it was the game after the season after that, when we played Buffalo in the divisional, and he only put up 3 points, and it was Lamar. And no one really looked at John yet. No one really looked at him yet. Until 2020, until we got Mike McDaniel, and then 2024, when we were the Triple Crown winner on defense, and we had
Let me object.
MVP.
If we take a look at the board, after that game, Stephen A. Smith went live and said Lamar wasn't perfect, but he wasn't to blame. That's 2019. That's early on.
Stephen A. is...
He's a mouthpiece of ESPN. He's the biggest voice you have. He will flip flop. I'll give you that.
But you can turn on multiple tapes of him condemning Lamar
for
his playoff performances.
But I'm just saying Lamar was not blamed for this one. As that. Like, y'all gave up 28 points to a 9-17. My fault. 9-17.
Tannehill had 88 passing yards and
two
touchdowns.
Yeah, that's insane. Derrick Henry had 30 carries for 195. That's insane.
So that was another, and that was when Wink Martindale was the defensive coordinator.
That's when he stiff-armed Earl Thomas.
Oh, that was that game?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. But my whole thing is, right, it's like, why is the onus on, like, I don't know why we don't just perform like how I don't know if the lights get too bright. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. And the wild part is, John Harbaugh's this was never John. Listen, we had Ray and Ed and all those boys. I understand that. I get it. But Ray and Ed was there since 2002. And we didn't go nowhere with them niggas.
Yeah, but one more thing is, for some reason, Flacco plays like Brady in January.
But what I'm saying,
I don't think that was on John.
We take credit away from John for having players. But then when I tell you those players were together for 6 years before John ever got there, ask me how many playoff games he won.
Hold on, you told me that players need time to develop, and sometimes that they're not who they are. So what if they hit that peak right then?
Well. Ed Reed was a defensive player, I believe in. I mean, Ray Lewis was defensive player in 2004, 2005.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah, and I think Ed Reed was 06 because we went back to back. So they were them when they were.
I'm saying they got over their hump. I don't think John got them over their hump.
No, but what I'm saying,
or if he did, that he may have been the guy to get that team over the hump. Like, it may have just passed them by.
It's a new team year to year.
But what I'm saying to you is, they were there for 6 years. No John.
No John.
Yeah.
John get here, and we get a quarterback from Delaware, the University of Delaware, and he goes to 3 AFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl in 5 years, dog. Not like 10 years after that. John gets there. He gets a quarterback from Delaware that we drafted 18th overall, and we get the 5 AFC with the same defense.
Can I jump in?
5 AFC championship.
The players from that team came out and said that was a player-led team. Player-led locker room.
They said that about the Super Bowl. What about the?
Let's talk about the win.
What
Yeah.
about in 2008 when we went to the AFC Championship?
Them players left.
Joe Flacco and John. Do you know Joe Flacco in John Harbaugh's first year? He went to the AFC Championship. His first year coaching. His first year.
Yeah,
Nobody remembers these things. So what I'm saying to you is the players were there. They didn't go nowhere. We didn't have no playoffs wins from 2002 to 2008. And then he gets there. We go to AFC Championship.
I think it was the right time for everyone.
And it's not him. Okay, then it's not.
It's not just him. It's
I'm not saying it's just
have
him,
Hall of Famers
but
on that team.
But what you're saying is sometimes you need a coach to get you over that. And maybe he was that
that
coach
for them.
to get over. Yes.
I don't think
And
he's that for this.
But
We've
because of
seen
it, you got to understand for the mindset of a Ravens fan in the organization.
The Ravens fans that I've been seeing are over,
but
John.
because
Ravens, hashtag
because
Ravens.
we live in this
Ravens lost over. What do you rate me in them?
Because nobody remembers, bro. Nobody remembers. And I want to know if those niggas was Raven fans in 2005. I want to know where you was at in 2004. I want to know where you was at in 06. I want to know if niggas was really there. Or is it just the ones that are 21 years old now and 24 years old?
All I'm saying is the league was a lot different back
I
then.
understand that. But what I'm saying to you is the guy had success. So when we look at it and you're saying, well, why the fuck are they keeping him around so long? Why? It's because we've seen him do something and get people over the hump. We've seen him get a team that had the defensive pieces. We should have been in the Super Bowl 2 or 3 years of those early 2000s, which we were not.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to the AFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback who threw for 1 touchdown the entire postseason. So that's the credit. So how do you go from that? How do you throw 1 touchdown the entire postseason?
That tells me that them defensive guys mean even more to that team.
type of league is the
So
NFL?
why weren't we there in 06 and 07?
Because everything is not the same every year, bro. You guys are going against some of the best quarterbacks in the world then.
Bro,
Like,
what type of league is the NFL?
defense wins championship.
No.
What?
What have you done for me lately?
Oh,
yeah, no, for
of
sure.
course.
For sure.
So
For sure.
when you look at it, yeah, John's resume is his resume.
But when you
But
go to an NFC Championship and you're paying a division rival and it's not Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or any of these dudes because you already beat them to get there, and then you fall short, and then the year before the Super Bowl you get to the AFC Championship game, we lost that because the guy dropped the pass and then Billy Cundiff missed the kick. We should have been in the Super Bowl then. So it's like
Wait, was John there then?
John was there for that. That was in 2011. That's when
Special teams coaching, y'all messed up the kick?
Billy Cundiff shanked the. It's
He's a special teams coach, y'all. I just play with you.
Oh, a fucking headache.
No, we got the same issue. Romo
What?
messed up a kick.
Nate
Holding the
Caden,
kick.
that's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Nate Caden.
I want to John's on the hot seat.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
We're going to see how, we're going to see how this season plays. He has the worst defense right now.
Second worst.
He has quarterbacks hurt. His defensive tackle is out for the season. His leading sacker has been out for the games. His fullback has been out. His corner, both his corners are going to be out. His middle linebacker is out. If this man makes the playoffs, bro.
I think you guys should still make the playoffs
Wow.
because the AFC is very weak.
You said it.
You
It's
just saying it before.
schedule-wise.
It's weak
You were
because
just saying it.
we're down at the bottom 2 now. We're 1-3.
Yeah, and you said
We
y'all
are- we
good.
are-
Yeah, you see
we
you guys
are-
still good.
Out of 16 teams, we are 14th.
Bro, even if he
in,
makes
in the conference right now with no quarterback.
Wait, if he makes the playoffs, you guys still should keep him? No.
I didn't say we should keep him.
Yeah,
I didn't say we should keep him.
I still think you guys are gonna make the playoffs.
I said if he makes the playoffs, that's good coaching. Because if you make the playoffs and your quarterback misses 2, 3, 4 games and you make a playoff, that's good coaching. If you lead the league in IR players and you make the playoffs, that's good. That's good coaching.
Hey, look, I will listen to you. That is good coaching, but that's not good enough for what are we trying to get?
No, not
That's
good
it.
enough.
Got a
but
generational talent.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
This is the hand that we're dealt. We're dealt the injury hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See,
so if,
Fred was dealt the injury hand. They didn't make shit of it.
bro, if John makes a playoff, shake
He
my
made-
hand,
he
John.
made-
You made
he
the
made
playoffs.
shit of
Good
it.
shit. But
So we'll just see.
when we're back
Going
to
upstairs.
going upstairs, when we're back to full strength, I need somebody else to coach this team. That's it.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of we gonna see. It's gonna be ups and lows, ups and lows. So, he's definitely on the hot seat. And if it doesn't get any better, then yeah, we gotta have these tough conversations, and we gotta look for some. We gonna have to look for somebody to get us over the hump.
Definitely need to.
But it's not like there's a fucking long list
No,
or
it's
even a
not.
short list of good candidates to pick from anyway now. So we'll see. We'll see. how the
Sometimes you
season-
just gotta take a chance.
We'll see how the season is.
That's a fact.
Never
Maybe
know.
we'll go grab Bill Belichick. What? They don't want to see. Y'all don't want to see that.
There you go.
Y'all don't want to see Bill.
With his
You
girlfriend
would
ruining the
never have- you
organization?
would never have a miscue or a meltdown again, nigga.
I don't
You
know.
will never. Oh,
Yeah, not this version.
2025 Bill?
Yeah,
I
not
don't
this
know if I want that, bro. Y'all, it's gonna be
Not this.
listen.
not good news.
Don't. The
He don't even wear the cutoffs no more, bro. He not the same.
Anyways, John is on the hot seat. We're moving on to our next coach. What y'all think about Zach Taylor?
Unfortunate for Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
he's on the
he's-
hot seat because
He's dealt a freaky hand, yo, all the time because his quarterback goes down pretty much every year.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's hurt damn near every year. So, I mean, like, but
So does that go to coaching?
no. But, I mean, the defense, like, figure out that defensive coordinator, defensive players to pick, like, that ties into, like, the front office as well. Like,
They
how.
were better defensively this year. They were dirt last year.
All right,
Now
so
they
bottom
wasn't they
teams-
telling us if they're a smidget better than they're a playoff
Yeah.
teams and all of this, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
they
a
are a smidget
That's
better.
a smidget better.
but they lost the quarterback, so it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I think Zach Taylor is on the hot seat only because
Circumstances.
circumstances. His quarterback
Straight up.
hurt.
Sometimes
Cincinnati's
Yeah.
now viewing it. You know, Joe Burrow's older than Lamar,
Facts.
so Cincinnati's viewing it as like, you know, is their window closing or can they get it? Can
Can they figure out how to protect the guy?
Well, I don't think it's just
Shit.
coaching for Cincinnati.
Nah.
I-
organizational
Yeah.
dysfunction.
I
It all
think
starts at the
what
top.
we've seen this offseason from Trey Henderson and their rookie first round pick
Shamar.
Stewart.
It's way
This
deeper.
this ain't the head coach.
Yeah.
Listen, I can only cook with the groceries you give me. I'm not going to the supermarket and getting my own groceries, and that's what it seems like it is. And he just
Bad hand.
he's just it's unfortunate when you have an owner who don't want to pay or plays these type of games with players. And it's also unfortunate when your quarterback's hurt. But, you know, for the last, I believe, before this year, the last 4 years, they had a slow start. They started off 0-2
Yeah.
or 1-2 or had a losing record for the first 2-3 weeks, his first like 4 or 5 years as a coach. So that can't happen. He changed it around today. This year it just happens. They lost Joe Burrow. I don't think anybody's more on a hot seat than Mike McDaniel
Yeah.
from Miami.
He's got to go.
Both Dable and McDaniel saved their job with those wins this week. But, yeah, both of those situations, like, all right, Jackson Dart, look. I mean, if you look at the stat sheet for real, Jackson Dart didn't do too much of nothing. Besides that rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Save their jobs?
For the week.
For now,
Like,
because if
Oh,
they
for the
lost,
week. Oh,
if
okay.
they both lost, they were done. They were packed. Office cleaned out.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was that type of time. But they bought themselves another week, and if I had to guess who was going first, it's probably gonna be McDaniels. Because like I think the Giants might ride a little rookie Tommy Cutlet type wave, you know what I'm saying? This guy, no film, all that good stuff. I think McDaniel's probably gonna be the first guy canned this year, or the last name on the list, Canales, because the Panthers are just.
Yeah, I think he's ran his course as well. Malice. I think he's got to go.
And I don't really think he's a bad coach. It might just be Bryce Young, unfortunately.
It might also just be organization too with them, bro.
Yeah,
They're not because
sure.
you got to think they had Baker and Darnold, and they
Yeah.
couldn't develop them right into starting quarterbacks.
Right.
Some teams I feel is just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, even if you get them to be good, they don't stay good.
Yeah.
The
Even
Panthers
with
went to the Super Bowl
even
10 years
with,
ago.
Even with Cam, all the good stuff Cam did for the Panthers. I mean, I think he had maybe 4 winning seasons in his tenure with the Panthers. The special one being in 2015. But yeah, I feel like once, if the team's been trash and they don't do anything, I mean, sometimes you just gotta have a total just overhaul of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the
Kind of the way that the Commanders just did. They
Yeah.
got rid of everybody.
down to the janitors. Like, you don't even want the same janitors no more. Not the same the concession people. Everybody from this era of Panther or whatever football has to go. And it's just, sometimes these kids just, when you're getting drafted high, you're getting drafted to the worst position. That's what we forget to tell these kids.
Facts.
Getting drafted high is a blessing. You always want to go number one, but it's not a blessing because you're going into the worst situation. If I told you you get drafted 32, but you're going to a luxury home, but you get drafted 1, but you're going into a burden building, which one are you going to pick? You're probably going to pick the luxury home. So you just always got to keep that in mind with these players. And then, on top of that, some players are just not it. NFL is not for everybody. Not everybody can be great. Not everybody can be good. They come from, they're 5 stars or 4 stars. They come from these college programs and they're the man, and then they come to these NFL programs and they're not the man.
Yep.
And, and sometimes you got to blame the coach, and the coach is the first one to go, because why couldn't you tap into my player's untapped potential? He's the number 1 draft pick. He has all this, potential inside it. We hired you to, give it and display it. And when you don't do that, we'll find somebody else. And if they don't do that, we'll find somebody else. And so,
So
it
it's
really,
carousel at that point.
yeah, it really comes apparent that it's the player.